Moment first, breaking news. Former Palm Springs Mayor Steve Pougnet pleading guilty today to all counts that he was facing in a corruption case, with the exception of perjury. This coming just days before his trial was set to begin. Prosecutors say he took hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes to push through real estate projects more than a decade ago. Court records show he entered the plea in a surprise hearing this morning, one that was not on the public docket. His sentencing is now scheduled for July 2nd. Hello, everybody. I'm Peter Doubt. Joining me now is former Palm Springs Mayor Geoff. And obviously, a lot of people are talking about this surprising development. Your reaction?
The trial was finally about to happen. And obviously, former Mayor Pougnet worked out a deal. It sounds like with the court, not with the district attorney, from my initial understanding, and pleaded guilty to all but one of the charges against him.
What do you think of that?
It's always disappointing when someone acknowledges that they engaged in criminal conduct, especially bribery for a public official. As an elected official, you have nothing more important than trust, and it's very disappointing that that's what happened here.
Are you surprised he pleaded guilty?
We don't know all the evidence, but we know a lot from what had been released, and he obviously made the decision to plead guilty and be sentenced, rather than going through what could be a long and difficult trial.
What do you think the impact, Geoff, this is going to have on the city as a whole, now that he has pleaded guilty?
I don't think it's going to have much of a city, other than maybe some closure for some people. We have to look at what's happened, right? So, look, Steve did a number of really good things for the city. Measure J, that sales tax, there's so many projects, including the downtown development, that have happened because of that and his leadership on that. And unfortunately, this taints his legacy and a lot of good work. But ultimately, you have to follow the law. And the council I was elected to, which was just 2 months after the raid on City Hall, the first thing I did on the day I was sworn in was announce a Ethics, Transparency, and Government Reform Task Force, which Mayor Moon and I co-chaired. And we have among the strongest ethics and transparency laws now of any small city in the state of California. We go way beyond what state law requires. But of course, that doesn't stop people from embezzling money or bribing public officials. But you do what you can. But I think what's really good is our council and all the ones that followed it, and this council now, continued to move the progress forward. We didn't stop the downtown project. In fact, we refined it to make it better, and then we moved forward. And we also negotiated a settlement with Grit Development, which was John Westman's company, that brought over $33 million of property to settle the civil claims related to this, instead of waiting the 10 years to see if there would be a guilty verdict here.
It appears that Pougnet will not be serving jail time. Do you think he should?
Well, we'll find out, of course, when he's sentenced. But really, that's up to the judge. There's so many factors that will go into a sentence, and I don't think elected officials should prejudge a judge's decision on sentencing. But, it's been 10 years of having to live with this and the impact that's had on him and his family, and the judge may take that into account, as well as the fact that he pled guilty. And we don't know if he's going to testify in the upcoming trial or not, because John Westman, at this point, is still moving forward with the trial.
Okay, thank you, former Mayor Geoff, for being here.
Thanks, Peter.
And of course, stay with News Channel 3 throughout the evening as we continue to cover this breaking story. Again, former Mayor Steve Pougnet pleading guilty to all charges. All right, we have live team coverage tonight as well. News Channel 3's Shay Lawson is live at Palm Springs City Hall, tracking reaction ahead of the council meeting tonight and what these new developments mean to city residents. Shay?
Hi, Peter. The word I'm hearing the most out here: finally. Some say this is a long time overdue, while others say they knew Pougnet, and this doesn't line up with who they thought he was.
I worked with Mayor Pougnet on certain projects. I'm surprised to hear that he pled guilty. It was my impression that he wanted his day in court, but obviously he did what was best for himself.
He did a good job as the mayor. I think he just made some bad mistakes. And I don't know why he kept this going for so long.
I think it's fair. Yeah, I mean, the amount that was alleged that he was bribed with, or whatever word you want to use, was not very much. I was actually surprised that he did something like that.
The Palm Springs City Council meeting happening now. I'm working to get you more reaction when it ends. Stay with News Channel 3 for the latest developments, both on air and online. For now, I'm reporting live in Palm Springs. Shay Lawson, News Channel 3.